Hello, hi, this is Sundar Bharat. I'm going to explain about how LINQ to insert, delete, and update the database. Uh, Not database exactly, it update the tables, and we'll see. Actually, we'll see in the web application. So for now, we gonna open our empty web application, which is already have. I'll name it LINQ example. Now whenever I open this, I'll just gonna write one more things, simple things, which is already have, and I'll create a database. I already have a demo database. I'll create a table in this area. I already have a table name called contacts. That's good, it works for me. Okay, now I'll create one which is really one item, which is web form. I'll say this web form is add contact. Okay, and the next one is I'll create one more contact page, one more page, which is called default, which it's a default page which you can display all contacts and all, but before I'm doing that, I'm gonna initialize one, so you can see the layout. Here I'm going to toolbar, so I'll grab simple thing from here in this area, which is hyperlink. Okay, in this hyperlink I'll go into the properties and I'll change this one to add contact, change the text, and not only that, I'll change the navigation here. I'll say directly refresh. Now that's good. So if I run this, it automatically goes to add contacts.aspx. You don't need to worry about what kind of server is executing. It's taking the ASP.NET application development server, so it's a default server from the it's default server from the Visual Studio. It automatically executes it. So whenever I click on it, it goes to add contact.aspx. Now in this area, add contact, I'll create a table. Okay, so in this table I'm gonna create one simple thing, tr. Here in this tr, I'll say td, that I need 2 columns, so I'll say td. So for this I need 2 rows as well, so I'll go for 3 rows, which is here I'll say name. I'll say here, if you go to the design, you can see what kind of structure you can see in this area. So what kind of in this table, I'm gonna go whatever I want, I can just put it. I need a text box here, and I'll say phone number. So in this area I'm gonna put one more text box. That's cool. You can see this, you can have a simple form. Now that's great. Now in this area I'll remove this one column, and I'll say this one call span equals to 2. That means it will automatically acts like a one column acts like a two columns. Next thing is here, and I'll say align equals to, I'll say center. So now whatever I put here, so it automatically will be in the center, so I'll just need here, and I'll need a button. So in this button I'll go to the properties, and I'll change this button properties to add. So I'll simply say add. That's good. So I'll expand my add a little bit, so my button. So that's good, and go to the properties, and let's see, and I'll change ID as well. I'll say btn add. So now it has a different thing. So now I got a form. That's great. and in this area I'll create a simple way to retrieve the contacts. We'll see how one will do that. So later on that, first we will add the contacts. So after doing this, I'm gonna add one more thing, which is automatically, go to data, and you'll see LINQ to SQL classes. This is introduced by Microsoft. Okay, whenever LINQ is a language integrated query to SQL classes. That means whatever it creates a class which is already which creates as a class, which has attributes and functions and different functions and all. We're gonna use those class. And we can write LINQ. That means a language integrated query, and we can manipulate the data. So right now we're gonna say this one is DB classes. Also DB classes. So you can see the layout. Okay, this is the layout. So in this layout, I'm gonna go to server and I'm drag my table contacts in this area. You see, it just looks like a class. You have a properties, but you don't have a functions. But if you need a functions, you can use this one, creating store procedures and all, and you can place them here, and you can use that store procedure as well. So if you go to this properties, you'll see delete, insert, update used in the runtime. That's really great. So if you don't want to do that, we can discuss that one later. But the thing is, using this you can easily write all the things, and whenever you add this class, it automatically adds a system.data.linq namespace. That's great. So now I'll save the class. Now whenever I double click on the add, and it will generate the button, bt and add underscore click event. In this click event, you can simply write, so simply write add db class, whatever the data, it's a context, it creates as a context class. So we use that context class in this area. I'll say db is equals to new db class data context. That's great. So now you see in this db, now I need to add a data. So you see, whenever I place the class, whenever I place the tbl contact table in the dbl classes layout, it automatically generates the class called tbl contact. Okay, is equals to, it has a properties and all. We just need to assign those property. So for example, tc dot, I need a name. You can see the property. For that I'll say sorry about that, I forgot to change the property IDs. I'll say txt name, and this one is a txt phone number. So now I'll say txt name dot text, and the tc dot phone is equals to txt dot phone dot text. I'm sorry, that's a varchar, so I'm directly writing as a text. Okay, and now I need to insert the table. So what we do is, we already have a predefined function which is called tc. We can already, it's the data context already creates a property called tbl context. In this context you have in this property you have different function. This function will be insert the data. So insert on submit. Whenever you say submit the database, submit the data to data context, it will automatically submit the data. So it's asking for tc contact entity, so I'm just gonna post tc. So now you need to do is submit changes. That's it, you automatically got that. And the next thing is response dot redirect. I'll say default.aspx. That means whenever you don't need, you automatically execute this one. That's great. Sorry about that. See, I have a name, I'll say Suri, and 9160979865. That's my number. Sorry about that. Okay, say add. So now you see it added, but you cannot see the what kind of stuff you can. It's added into this database. So what we do is we're gonna write for the retrieve data. So go to show table data, and you can see the data. See, now that's great. So now what do we do? Here I simply write the database. Really sorry. Okay, now what we do is we're gonna simply go here in this area. I'll just gonna say press enter. Here I'll just go here. In the data fields, I need a grid view. I'll simply drop this one and choose the data source. I'll click on